workflow of Cuoral. But before I do that, let me tell you a little bit what Cuoral does. Cuoral is an AI agent for silent churn detection and prevention. So essentially, what we do is we help businesses to detect behavioral signals of their customers, identify friction points in view time, and basically help you to prevent your customers from living silently. So apart from detection and also prevention of churn, one thing that we also do is when these churn signals are detected, we also give you a way for you to enable proactive engagement for your users. So in real time, when the team is sleeping, even when the team is sleeping and also when the team is not active, the system automatically learns from the user interaction and actually engage them in real time to make sure that any critical workflow on your platform that they are going through, they end up finishing it and also end up basically just to retain the customers on your platform and keep them active on the platform. So let me take you through what we have right now on the platform. So if I log in, so this is an existing account that I'm just going to be logging into. So let's see. So essentially, when you log in, this is what you see. You see like a quick dashboard that shows you your active customers, the active sessions that you have on the platform, and also if there are any closed sessions, and basically also give you information about if there's any active churn session, which I'm going to be giving you a brief about what that really means and how that works, and also if there's any detected issues, and you can also see customers at risk. And these customers at risk is computed using multiple things like number of support tickets customers have created, the issues the customer is experiencing while using your platform at any point in time. Those are things that will bring together the engagement trend of any customer. Let's say they were active like 2 weeks ago, but last week they were not active again. Right now, they've not even logged in on the dashboard this week. So these are things that we put together that brings out and that give us information of how to categorize any customer as at risk customer or customer that are actually active and doing good. So these are friction hotspots. So basically, these are pages where we are seeing a lot of friction and a lot of issues being spread out. So the system is also capturing that and intelligently analyzing that. So other things on the dashboard are just quick analysis of what's going on the platform. So the first module I'm going to be talking about is the churn intelligence module. So essentially, what this module does is it allows you to design a critical workflow on your platform. Let's say things like a checkout or things like a payment workflow, a subscription workflow, a KYC workflow. I mean, these are critical points that every businesses must make sure that they pay attention to, or KYC workflow. So the system allow you to design those workflows. So let me try and create one from scratch. So I can give it any name. I choose the category that I want to. So let's say I want this to just be a custom workflow, meaning I can use anything. So there are multiple ways you can actually define. Every product has workflows that they've different. A subscription flow on a company A would most likely be different from company B. A checkout workflow for an e-commerce platform most likely be different from the other e-commerce platform. So what this allow you to do is to tell the system, okay, this is what my flow looks like for this critical workflow. You don't have to design all the workflow in your company, just for the critical ones. The other ones are handled by the system automatically and intelligently. So you can say, okay, I want to use a page URL to track, meaning for onboarding process, for example, I can start my onboarding from slash sign up, then eventually, if my onboarding is successful, it goes to home, or there's a middle ground which is let me see the OTP page. So this just allow you to design all those pages individually. So you can say the expected duration that the user is supposed to spend on the OTP page, just for you to design the workflow end to end. So after doing that, you can actually manage anything that you've designed. So let me try and edit an existing one. This is a test workflow that we've designed. So you can see this. This is basically just tracking like a form submission. This is a custom event. You can use page URL or also a custom event. This is a custom event that has been set up, and this can be anything on your platform. It can be any kind of event. It can be even when a user opens a particular feature on your app. It can be anything. So this will allow you to design that. Then you can. So after design, you can also let us know that, okay, what points do you want us to trigger an abandonment alert that, okay, this onboarding flow, a user should ideally complete our onboarding flow within 2 minutes. If there's any user that is stalling or is taking too long, trigger proactive engagement with the user. So you can enable this. So recovery message means that, okay, if any user abandon this workflow that you're designing, the system will intelligently try to bring them back on the platform, either via push notification or also via email. And also the last part allows you to design any email that you want, even though the system will still use AI to format the email and send it out custom made to the customer at any point in time. But you can actually add templates, say whatever it is that you want. You have multiple variables to use, the callback, you have multiple, you can just configure and do. There's also SMS side of things, there's email, there's in-app, there's push notification. So that's essentially what the flow builder does. And the flow tracker allows you to track every user that are entering any flow. So you can see there's a flow for login. So there's a user that entered it. So someone's also using my account. So login flow, I can already see that. I can see the flow for, I mean, this is a form submission. I started creating a form the other time, but I've not completed it. So this just give you insight to try. These are test data though. This just give you insight for you to actually track all this critical flow in real time. And as user are entering your subscription page, your checkout page, so people adding things to carts, you can actually see them as they're doing those activity. Then you can engage them if you notice that they are taking too much time to actually complete the activity. So this recovery hub essentially just shows you people that have abandoned any workflow. Then it allows you to engage them, so you can trigger proactive engagement directly from here. So for example, for this user now, I can send an email to the user. That means the user abandoned this workflow that we've set up. I can send an email to this user. And this can be any critical workflow on your product. We're just using this to make it as simple as possible so that you understand what this does. You can trigger an in-app message, and also you can mark it as recovered. Let's say it's a user that's trying to subscribe, or the subscription page, this Stripe was not working at that moment, but you've sent you've seen it, then you send like an invoice to the customer, and the customer has paid. You can come in here and mark it as recovered, that okay, we've recovered this user eventually. So essentially this will allow you to manage the user. And also if an outreach has been sent to a user, you can see outreach has been sent by the system automatically, then you can also track all this information. So the weak center is the point where it gives like a organization-wide intelligence about where your platform is, what's going on your platform, the engagement trend, what's the churn wish of the entire platform, how many session has happened last 24 hours, the seamless one, the one that has friction. This flow analytics allow you to select any flow on the platform. You can select any flow and see the breakdown of the flow, okay, how the flow is performing. Let's say it's a KYC flow. You can see how it is performing. Okay, how many users has been recovered? So none has been recovered so far. So this is like a test flow. So you can see the drop off, how many people entered this, how many people completed, just high level view of how these flows, critical flow that you have on the platform are behaving. And there's also this part on the platform that allows you to get the customer health, meaning every single customer you have on the platform, you can actually know their current health, meaning, and there are a couple things that we're actually tracking, things like their engagement score, what's the trend of engagement over multiple period of time, what's their support experience, because we also have modules to help you interact with your customer, like a basic customer support platform, just like exactly what Intercom is doing. So we also have that module that allows you to engage with the customer, which is also one of the things that we use when we are engaging with customer. When we detect any friction, it uses that module, which is this live chat here, to engage with the customer. So you can see, so the customer essentially just get an alert, and they can click and communicate with the team if they want to. And you can also share a recording. Customer can share a recording directly from here if they want to record their screen, even though there's a session replay system that I'm going to be showing you soon. And also there's ticketing module where customers can report a bug, do a feature request, anything, and it also flows down into here. So all these activity actually give you insights into how a customer is. If a customer is raising feature requests, raising bug requests, raising support tickets, all these things are signals that you need to pay attention to and analyze in real time. And also their engagement. Okay, when last was this user active on the platform? All these things are things that we put together to give you like a clear health score about any customers on your platform. And you can see the upsell readiness. Okay, what are the, so now the system is telling you they're not ready yet. Focus on engagement first, literally, because the engagement score of this user is extremely low. So the key thing right now that the business to focus on is to actually make sure that the engagement increase before you can start upselling or doing any other thing on the platform. So that's essentially what this page does. So the other part, the other module I'm going to be talking about briefly is the session replay, which all comes together to give you what we call the behavioral insights. Essentially, any movement, any interaction of the user, both anonymous user and an active user, you can actually see that. So for this Sun Dams now, I can open the account of the user, I can see where they were accessing the platform from, can see it's from London. I can also see things like their navigation journey, the events that was triggered during their interaction. If there's any recording that was sent by the user, I can see that. And also one key thing that will also allow you to do is you can actually replay the session of the user. So I can see, even though there's a lot of security things that we put in place where all the input of the user, nothing is tracked. There are some parts that are going to be blurred out. These are security mechanisms that we actually put in place to make sure that this is a dumb capture. So we are not capturing the input, the capture of the it's just like the UI and as the button are receiving click events, the system is capturing that essentially. So you can use that to actually monitor. So you can see everything is grayed out. You can see how the user is actually navigating the platform. See everything is maxed out. So all those content are not being seen. So essentially, it just allow you to replay how the user is using your platform. This is something that can be configured to not track, or if you also want to track it, is configurable. Every part of the platform is actually configurable actually. So the issue and alert is a section where you can actually see all the issues the system has been detected, like the front end issues, back end issue, network errors. Because there are some issues that customers can be having that might just be dependent on their network. Let's say their network is not looking good or whatever it is that is happening at that moment. It just gives you like a quick view of it, and you can also see the trend of events. So if you have custom event that you set up, because we also have ways that you can set up custom event, you can use that to also filter it out and see businesses that are actually entering or performing those custom events that you want to track eventually. So the customer success module, not too much talk on, is just the point where you converse with the user, so I can converse with any user from here. And also there's also the part of AI agents picking up the first level support questions before the team don't even need to come in. So AI agents actually picking up conversations and communicating with the user on first level, and you can create a ticket directly from here, do whatever it is you want to do directly from this. Is the ticketing module, allow you to manage tickets, the one coming from customers, the ones created internally, like an advanced ticketing module. I think the last bit I'm going to be talking about is this proactive engagement. So what we built here is this system allow you to um engage customers proactively in sense of using rules and conditions. So I can set up as many rules and as many conditions to engage my customers expected. So let's say if any customer has not logged in for the past 7 days and their wallet balance is less than $20 or something, I can set a condition here that emails should be sent out to the customer at that given point in time. So what this allows the businesses to do is the customer success team to set up rules and not worry about going to the customer's profile and looking at status of customer's account and trying to engage them manually. This does it automatically. And one thing you can also do is to see the analytics and how it's performing. You can see how many has been executed, the success rates. You can see the people that it was executed and sent to. This is just like an high level view of that allows you to do that at any given point in time. So the other part of the platform that I'm going to be talking about briefly is going to be the management. So this is a configuration center that allow you to configure every single part of the platform. Is quite so meaning every single part I've been talking about since they're all configurable. You can decide to disable any part, you can decide to enable any part if you want. So they are all straightforward and configurable in real time. So we have the proactive alert set up, so you can decide the kind of alerts you want to receive. We have the bot training where you can actually train the bot on your internal data set and whatever it is that you have internally. So we have the ticketing system also. You can configure how you want your tickets. If you want your customer to be able to create ticket, you can configure that. If you want auto assignment of ticket as they are created to a particular role, so you can also set that up here where you can assign a ticket tag, like bug report to be assigned to, let's say, engineers directly. So what the system will do, it does like a load balancing flow where it looks for the person in that role, someone in that role that has a less ticket, so it automatically assign it to the user essentially. So that's basically what we have right now. And we also have some integrations ongoing. We have the WhatsApp stack that's currently active, and we have more that we're currently working on at the moment based on customer requests at the moment. So yeah, this is Cora. Yeah, thank you so much for listening.